What did an old person do that started off weird, but was actually wholesome? The first note appeared under my apartment door 3 days after I moved in. Handwritten on yellowed notepaper, the cursive elegant but shaky. Welcome to the building. If your oven is as temperamental as mine, try heating it 25 degrees higher than the recipe calls for. Apartment 4B. I had tried to bake cookies the night before. The smoke detector confirmed my failure. Somehow, my elderly neighbor had known. Life in the city was lonelier than I'd expected. New job, no friends nearby, pandemic lockdowns making everything harder. That simple note felt like the first real welcome I'd received. I wrote back, thanking her for the tip, added that I was struggling with more than just the oven, had never really learned to cook, slipped the note under her door before leaving for work. That evening, another note waited for me, a simple recipe for pasta sauce, instructions so detailed they anticipated every mistake I might make. At the bottom, my Carlo worked long hours too. Everyone deserves a decent meal at the end of the day. I made the sauce. It worked. Took a photo and wrote about how good it tasted. Our note exchange continued. New recipes appeared every few days. I'd report my successes and failures. She'd respond with adjustments and encouragement. From my window, I sometimes saw her collecting our mail, a tiny woman with white hair and a careful walk. We never spoke face to face. Somehow, the notes felt safer during those uncertain pandemic days. I learned her name was Sophia, that Carlo had been gone 12 years, that she had no family nearby, that before retirement, she'd been a seamstress for a theater company. She learned I was struggling in my first professional job, that I missed my parents across the country, that I spent most evenings video conferencing with colleagues in different time zones. When I mentioned an important presentation coming up, a package appeared, homemade cookies with a note about Carlo's promotion celebrations. When her arthritis flared up, I left pain relief patches by her door. 6 months into our friendship, Sophia's notes stopped. 3 days, nothing. I left concerned messages, no response. Finally, I called the building manager. Pneumonia. She was in the hospital. No visitors allowed due to COVID restrictions. The manager had her phone number, but she wasn't answering. That night, I wrote the longest note yet, told her what her friendship had meant during this lonely year, how her sauce recipe had impressed my virtual date last weekend, how my mother now asked for Sophia's advice during our calls. I took a photo of the note and texted it to her number. An hour later, my phone rang. Unknown number. My neighbor's voice was weaker than I'd imagined, but warmer too. The hospital was allowing her one call. She'd chosen me. We finally talked for real. About Carlo's legendary sweet tooth. About my presentation. It went well. About her doctor's terrible bedside manner. Before hanging up, she made me promise to check her apartment. The oven might be on. It wasn't. But on her kitchen table sat a worn recipe box. A note on top, just in case. My mother's recipes, then Carlo's mother's. Now yours. 3 weeks later, I helped Sophia from the hospital transport back to our building, set up her medications, made soup from her recipe box. Yesterday, she insisted I bring my laptop to her apartment for my team meeting, fixed my collar before I turned on the camera. My colleagues were surprised to see an elderly Italian woman commenting on their background decor. We no longer need to exchange notes, but we still do sometimes. There's something special about finding her handwriting waiting under my door. A reminder that the deepest connections can begin with the smallest gestures, that 4 walls of an apartment don't have to make a prison, that family can be found in unexpected places.